this gathering also because of the good intentions behind it. The Alisa Fund, which I think is a really very positive, nice, beautiful thing to be doing. But one thing I would want to say to the people here who've been here for a long time or for a short time, the new immigrants and the Vatikim, the older immigrants. I have spoken before, you said 20 years ago, I presume it was after the first Intifada, quite honestly. I don't remember the occasion, but if it was 20 years ago, that's what it must have been. I've been in Israel since I was a boy of 15, which was quite a while ago, exactly 46 years.
My closer.
And in these 46 years, going through from the Six-Day War onwards, I feel, and this I'm sure you also do, but I want the new immigrants who are here to understand this too. There have been difficulties in Israel. We've all experienced them, as you say, going from one confrontation to another and from war to war. But there is no greater sense of satisfaction than being part of all of this. And having been here for 46 years, and I'm about to retire from the university in a few years' time, and having spent my whole career at the university, I really do feel very strongly, number one, that however difficult things may be, we have done and we are doing the right thing. I meet South Africans abroad all the time. I speak abroad a lot for the university, for the foreign ministry, and I meet South Africans all over the place, from Australia to Toronto. And when I encounter them, and I have no criticism for their choices, but I do feel very strongly that we have done the right thing. Not the easiest thing, not the most convenient maybe, but the right thing. Being part of this great Jewish story. And from there, to move on to the events in Gaza and to put them into a broader perspective. What Gaza really means. What Gaza was all about in a more profound historical sense. The war itself, for which Israel faced a lot of international condemnation. Israel's critics spoke repeatedly of proportionality. That Israel's reaction to the rockets in Sderot was disproportionate, was excessive, an excessive use of force. Those who speak about disproportionality don't understand what the war was really about. The war was not just about the rockets and Sderot. The war is really, in the bigger historical picture, about Israel's long-term survivability in this region. If Israel cannot stand up and fight, and retaliate to those who are turning the lives of our people in the south into a misery, we are sending a message to the entire neighborhood that we have lost the will to resist. The moment that is understood by the neighborhood, we will not face rockets from Sderot or from Gaza on Sderot. We will face them from everywhere. Bigger and better that can cover all of Israel. Hezbollah has rockets and missiles that from the Lebanese border cover all the way down to Ashkelon. The Syrians have even bigger and better. The overwhelming use of force in Gaza is to do two things. One, to convince Hamas that the price of war with Israel is prohibitive, unacceptable to them, for their people. To send the same message to Hezbollah and to the Syrians and to the rest of the region further afield as well. We live in a tough neighborhood. We, to survive in this tough neighborhood, must not only be the strongest kid on the block, we have to prove it every now and then again to anyone who might have forgotten.